Hi Niklas, what are you doing?
Hey Kayo, I'm about to start a hyperlapse flight with my drone to create a 3D model for a very detailed form of PV layout later on. It's super simple actually, and I'll guide you through the settings, show you how to fly the drone in that sense, and create the hyperlapse output that we need in Reonic. First things first, we let the drone take off. And let it reach a suitable height. We tilt the camera a bit and we make sure that the building we want to do the scan for is nicely centered, and we can see a bit of the outside walls as well, just making sure that these are also covered in the 3D model later on. And to start the hyperlapse mode, we'll just click here on the right a little square, and there are the recording modes, and we scroll down and select hyperlapse. And after selecting hyperlapse, we make sure that we select not free but the circle, because we want the drone to fly around the building automatically. And then we need to make sure that we select the building as the drone knows what to circle around, and we do that by a click and drag. You see that green rectangle here, and once it's like covering most of the building, you just lift the finger and it now has selected the building. It now also gives you an indication of how long the flight will take, and in this case it's 4 minutes and 11 seconds and 125 frames. For Reonic to process the model, ideally we are looking for 75 to 110 frames, so we can do the interval a bit higher, so like this, and also the length we can see now that is like 100 frames. If we go to 3 seconds, it's 75 is okay for us. And in this case we can click record here on the side, and now the drone does all the work and takes the pictures that we can later on embed into Reonic.
In this video, we'll have a look at how to get the photos that we took with our drone from the house that we flew over and create a 3D model in Reonic. It's fairly simple, so you log into your Reonic account, and then you have under Services here on the left the Photogrammetry menu. If you click on that, here is where you upload the photos and where we generate the 3D model for you. To do this, simply go here at the top right corner, say create job. In here we do have a little description as well, but if you followed the video in which we showed how to set up the drone and how to fly and create the photos, this is not necessary again. In this case we just create the job and name it, in this case test building. And in the next step we can just upload the images in here, and we will do this with the hyperlapse images that our drone created. It usually just throws them all into one big file, and you can unpack this file and then you have these individual images. I'm just uploading them here. In this case we're looking at 75 images, which from our experience is a very good number of images to get a fully round model afterwards. After the images have been uploaded, you can review the images, which is an essential step. So I click on review here, and I now have a 3D overview on the perspectives of where my drone took the images. And ideally what you're looking for in here is to have a fully round circle with no big holes in the side. Because what we're doing essentially here is we take the 2D images from the drone with a geolocation data, and we make sure that the drone has taken a photo from every perspective 360 degrees around the building to later on create the 3D model from it. So in this case this looks fine. We have photos from nearly all angles and there are no big holes inside this, so that's promising. In case we were looking at like a big hole from here, I would usually try to create the model nonetheless. If there are like super huge holes, there's likely going to be a hole in the model later on. So if the drone, for example, lost data points, or if you're not uploading all the images that the drone has taken, this is an indicator before you generate the model that yeah, the 3D model later on could be having holes. In this case, as I said, looks fantastic. We'll just go to accept and upload the assets. And what is now happening, we are uploading these images to our servers, to the Reonic servers. And once the images are uploaded, I can start the job. And this is what then is done to create the 3D model. Yeah, and as it's now synchronizing and having successfully uploaded all images, I can click here on Start the Job. And this process will approximately take between 20 minutes and 45 minutes, depending on how big the model is that you want to create, also depending on how many photos you uploaded and whether the model has any implications that might cause the system to run longer calculations. But on average, we're looking between 20 minutes and 45 minutes here. And the great thing is that I will also receive an email notification once the model is finished, and then I can directly use it for my planning later on. So once I received the email that the 3D model is finished and I'm back at my Photogrammetries menu inside Reonic, I can see that the model is now finished, processing completed, and I have a little preview of the model where I can also download it if I want to. The great thing is, however, I don't need to download it from here to be able to use it in Reonic later on. For this, I'll just go to Offers, open up a test offer, and in my test offer, plan a new solar system, and use my map material drone. And in here it says test building, the one that we've created at 32 minutes ago. I can import it right here and it will automatically overlay in the planning part. The great thing is I can also move it up and down. Sometimes it's a bit submerged under the surface. I'll just pull it up and then I can already start planning modules in here. So I would basically go to modules, select the panel group, and I can put panels on there. Very simple. I can also use a perspective now to create for the offer later on, and yeah, it's fairly simple to create that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.